In this video, we are going to learn how you can back up OneNote notes to OneDrive automatically. So the idea here is that whenever you create a new page in a notebook in your OneNote account, automatically the same page should be saved as a text file into your OneDrive account for the backup reasons. Now here you need to integrate OneNote with OneDrive for doing this. So here your trigger application would be OneNote and your action application will be OneDrive. So how you can integrate both these applications using Pabbly Connect? For that you need to come to my screen. So welcome to my screen. Here let us type Pabbly, pabbly.com in our browser. This is the website of Pabbly. Here we have to come to products and click on Pabbly Connect. This is the landing page of Pabbly Connect. As you are the first time user, you have to click on sign up for free button and you can create your own account in just 2 minutes. And you're going to get free task every month. If you're already a user of Pabbly Connect, simply click on sign in. In the all apps section, come to Pabbly Connect and click on access now. This is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here we have to create a workflow. For that, come to this plus sign and click on create workflow. Now here we have to give a name to the workflow. So let us give the name as OneNote to OneDrive integration. Here you can give the workflow name as per your requirement and simply click on create. Now we can see a trigger window and an action window. So Pabbly Connect works on the concept of trigger and action. Trigger means when this happens, action means do this. So in this particular use case, we want to back up our OneNote notes to our OneDrive account. So first we have to create an integration between OneNote and Pabbly Connect so that whenever you create a new note, automatically all the note details are captured in Pabbly Connect. So open this trigger window and here choose the application name as OneNote. Select the trigger event as new page in notebook. Click on connect. Click on add new connection and click on connect with OneNote. Now it is asking let this app access your info. So it is asking for the authorization and access. So let's scroll down and click on yes. Authorization successful. Okay, and now our OneNote account is connected to Pabbly Connect. Now here it is asking for the notebook. Choose your notebook from here. So I'll just take you to my OneNote account. So here I have already created some notebooks, that is Ashi notebook, image book and my notes. Okay, so all these notebooks are captured over here as we have created a connection. So now I want that whenever I create a new note in my notes section, then this particular workflow should run. Okay, and now before clicking on save and send test request, first we are going to create a new note in our notebook. So I'll just move to the notebook and from here I'm just going to access my notes notebook. So here in my notes, I have already created a section that is integration request. And here I'm just going to create a new page or else I'll just click on this add page button. Okay. And here let us give the page name as Pabbly Connect. And I'm just going to enter the details. Integration between Facebook and Gmail is required. Okay, and I'm just giving one more integration between Google Sheets and WhatsApp is required. Okay, so I have entered the details over here. I'll just make this F capital of Facebook. Okay, so we have entered multi-line data over here. Integration between Facebook and Gmail is required. Integration between Google Sheets and WhatsApp is required. Okay, now let's move back to Pabbly Connect. And now we are going to click on save and send test request. Okay, and here we can see the responses received. Here we have got the title as Pabbly Connect. This was the same title, Pabbly Connect. And when we scroll down, and here we have got the display name as integration request also. Okay, but we haven't got the description details of this particular page over here. Okay, we can't find the description. Okay, you can see over here that in the response the description is missing. So to find the description, we have to come to this action step, and here again choose the application name as OneNote and select the action event as get page details. Now let's click on connect. Click on select existing connection as because we have recently created a connection. Click on save. Now it is asking for the page ID. So here in the response we have got the page ID over here. So we will be mapping this particular page ID over here. Okay. So for mapping, come to OneNote and select the ID. And now before clicking on save and send test request, first we are going to make this simple response to advanced response, and we are going to click on save and send test request. So the data or the response will be received in the array format over here. When we scroll down, here we can find all the details. We can find the body divp. Okay. We can find the data in the array format over here. Integration between Facebook and Gmail is required. Integration between Google Sheets and WhatsApp is required. Okay. So here we can see that the data is captured. So whenever the data is entered in multiple lines over here in OneNote account, you can see we have 2 lines over here. The data is in 2 lines. Then in the response, we receive this brackets and the quotation marks. Okay, but whenever the data is in the single line in our My Notes account, then the data is captured immediately over here without the colons and the brackets. Okay, for that we need to apply a router over here. Okay, to specify the conditions for the multi-line data and the single line data. And to apply a router, simply scroll down, come to this plus sign and click on add action step. And here choose the application name as router. So here we are going to specify route 1 and route 2. So first we are going to rename these routes by clicking on these 3 dots and click on rename. And we are going to rename this route 1 as multi-line data. Okay, now let's click on update. So we have renamed route 1 as multi-line data. Now we are going to set the filter and action steps for the first route, that if the data received is in the multiple line, then what needs to be done. So let's click on set filter and action steps. And here we are going to specify the filter condition. So it is the if condition, that if this particular situation happens and if the condition satisfies, then what needs to be done. So here we are going to select the label, and in the label come to OneNote get page details. And here let us map the body div p. Okay. Now if the body div p contains, so the filter type will be contains, and here will be giving the value as bracket. So if this particular value contains bracket, then only the workflow should run. Let's click on save and send test request. So here the status is success message, condition is true, just because in this particular response we have received the brackets also. Now we want to remove the brackets from this particular data. And to remove it, come to this plus sign and click on add action step. And here choose the application name as text formatter. Select the action event as text parser. Click on connect. Now here it is asking for the text that needs to be parsed. So here we will be mapping the text from the page details. Okay, and at last we have got the description. So we want this particular data to be extracted. Now it is asking text match after. So the text match which is after the bracket and the apostrophes should be captured. And here we have to give the text match before. So here also we have to select the text match which is before apostrophes and the bracket. Okay. Now let's click on save and send test request. And here in the response we have got the result. Okay. We have got the data over here. But here in the response also we can see these colons and the comma is already mentioned. So we are going to remove this particular data also. Okay, for that click on this plus sign add action step. And here again choose the application name as text formatter. Select the action event as replace text. Click on connect. Now here we need to map the text that needs to be replaced. So we will be mapping the text that we have got from text parser. Okay, the result. Now here we have to give find what we want to find in this particular data or the text. So we want to find colons as well as comma. Okay, this particular data will be searched. After that here it is asking replace. Enter the value to be replaced. So we want this data to be in the next line. So I'm just giving /n. Okay, and now let's click on save and send test request. And here we can see integration between Facebook and Gmail is required. And here we have got the second request in the another line. Okay. So now we want to save this data as a text file into our OneDrive account. So click on this plus sign add action step. And here choose the application name as OneDrive. Select the action event as create text file. Click on connect. Click on add new connection and click on connect with Microsoft OneDrive. Now it is asking for the access. Let this app access your info. Let's click on yes to give away the access over here. Authorization successful. And now Microsoft OneDrive account is connected to Pabbly Connect. Now here it is asking for the path. While uploading a file in the root folder, the path will be your root folder name. So I'll just take you to my Microsoft OneDrive account. Okay, so this is my OneDrive account where I have already created some folders. So I want to back up all my OneNote notes to be in OneNote folder. Okay, so I'll be selecting the same folder name over here in Pabbly Connect also. So I'm just going to give the folder name as OneNote. Okay, now here it is asking for the file name. Write the file name with txt extension. So I want the file name to be the title, that is Pabbly Connect, and I'll be giving it as .txt. Okay, because it is mentioned over here that the file name should be with the txt extension. Now here we have to give the file content. So here we will be mapping the data that we have got from our replace text option. Okay, from the response. Okay, so we have entered all the details. Now let's click on save and send test request. Okay, and here we can see the response is received. It means the files are saved in our OneDrive account. Let's check it. We have to just refresh our OneDrive account. And here we can see that Pabbly Connect.txt file is saved over here. Okay, and here we can find the data also, that is integration between Facebook and Gmail is required, as well as Google Sheets and WhatsApp is required. So this is correct. Now let's move back to Pabbly Connect and let us save this particular workflow first. Data saved successfully. Okay, and now let's click on close. So we have set the first route for the multi-line data. Now we are going to set the second route for the single line data. It means if you are adding a new page over here and you're just adding a single line, then what needs to be done? So first let us rename this route by clicking on these three dots, rename, and let us give the route name as single line data. Let's click on update. So we have renamed the second route as single line data. Now we are going to set the filter and action steps. Click on set filter and action steps button. And here we are going to select the label. So again come to OneNote, get page details. And here again we have to just map this body div P. And this time filter type will be does not contain. And here we'll be giving the value as bracket. Okay. So if this particular label does not contain the bracket, then only this workflow should run. It means if the data is in the single line, then only the workflow should run. Okay. Now we are going to check the condition by clicking on save and send test request. So as I have already informed you that if the data will be in the single line, then the values will not contain these brackets and the quotation marks. Okay. So here in the status, we have got the error message condition is false, but in the real time, it is going to work correctly. Okay. Now we are going to add this particular note into our OneDrive account. So just click on this plus sign add action step. And here choose the application name as OneDrive. Select the action event as create text file. Click on connect. Click on select existing connection just because we have recently created a connection. Simply click on save. And now here we have to give the path once again. So I'll just go to the OneDrive account. I'll just close this particular window. Okay, and here we'll be giving OneNote once again as our folder name. OneNote. Okay. In the same way, we'll be giving the other details also. Let us give the file name from OneNote and the file name would be title. Okay. And here we have to add the extension as .txt. And here we have to map the file content. So here we'll be mapping the file content from our second step, that is get page details. And here we have to map body div P. Okay. And now we are going to just click on save. Data saved successfully. Okay. And now let's click on close. So we have set both the routes that if the data is in the multiple line, then what needs to be done? And if the data is in the single line, then what needs to be done? So now we are going to check this in the real time that whether our integration is actually working fine or not. For that, I'll just move to my Notes account. Okay, and here I'm just going to add a new page. And this time let us give it as Pabbly software. Okay, and I'm just entering the data as Pabbly Connect is an automation and integration software. So I'm just entering a random data over here. Okay, now we are going to check whether the same note is saved in our OneDrive account or not. Let's refresh it. Okay, and here we can see that even after refreshing, the new note is not saved over here just because the trigger here is polling based and it will take time to capture the response. So here we have to wait for some time. Now it's almost 3 to 4 minutes. Let us refresh it once again. Okay, and here we can see a new text file created over here named Pabbly software. Let's open it. Okay, and here we can find the single line data, that is Pabbly Connect is an automation and integration software. So here in this way we can see that our integration is perfectly working fine. Let's move back to Pabbly Connect and I'll just minimize all these windows and let us see in a nutshell whatever we have done till now. So first we have created an integration between OneNote and Pabbly Connect so that whenever you create a new page in your notebook, automatically all the page details are captured in Pabbly Connect. Then we have not received the description in the trigger response of OneNote. So we have applied an action step over here that get page details, and here in the page details we have got the data in the description. And then we have applied the routers over here, that if the description is in the multiple lines, then what needs to be done, and if the data or the note is in the single line, then what needs to be done. And in this way we have created a successful integration between OneNote and OneDrive using Pabbly Connect. Thank you everyone. So not just these software applications, you can integrate a ton of applications and automate your business using Pabbly Connect. In case of any queries, you can visit our Pabbly forum. To check the pricing details of Pabbly Connect, you can visit this particular URL. Also, the link of Pabbly Connect and this workflow is available in the description box. You can clone the same workflow into your account directly. If you really like this video, please comment, share and subscribe. Thank you everyone.